this time of year, when you're playing the Big East or any league across this country, it comes down to one's ability to play with extreme amount of passion. Should know by now that execution, after running what you're running on offense and defense over and over again, that execution has to be precise, and then opportunities have to be taken. And Georgetown, obviously at the 27th of February, haven't seen them for the first time. They're impressive from the standpoint that they did that tonight with probably one of the younger groups, not just in this league but in the country. They've learned how to play well collectively, and they've also learned how to make individual plays on both ends. And so, I think that credit to Pat and what he's been able to do with this very young but talented group.
How difficult is it to coach a group of guys who don't have many confident shooters? So you have to bludgeon everything into the rim, into the paint. How difficult is it to coach like that in today's basketball?
Well, I've said this all year long, that the definition of how the game is played is so different than it was 10, 15 years ago. And we started out the year trying to adapt to that and spreading the floor, and through a lot of different things that have happened to us. It's limited amount of people we play. It's a limited amount of perimeter shots that we get, and we've been able to fortify ourselves by switching up and going inside a lot. We didn't do a really good job at that today, and didn't do a really good job at it for the last week or two. So, when another team comes out, even if they don't make them, with the threat and spreading the floor allows offensive players to play in space, and there's a number of teams, including Georgetown, that do that pretty well. And not having a couple of guys that we had factored in on, kind of hinders us just enough to be at a deficit sometimes.
What about the growth of number 4? He kind of lets the game come to him. You don't run a lot of stuff for him, but he's still a very effective player.
Yeah, Paul is unique, a couple of different standpoints. One, he's young to the game, he's still growing in his knowledge of the game and what he's able to do. And sometimes the more I focus in on trying to get him the ball, the less effective he is. And if I just leave him alone, he finds his way to the ball, he finds his way to the basket, and he's got a really good touch in a lot of different ways in and around the basket that he can score. He's learning to play better facing the basket and making pull-up jump shots and threes here and there. So, it's my hope that as he grows both mentally and understanding and emotionally, and his body gets stronger and all that he can be as good as he wants to be.
Coach, I'm sure you've been asked this before, but what do you make of the Big East this year? You guys are in a rough patch right now, but 2 wins against Seton Hall, win over ranked St. John's.
Yeah, watching Providence at Butler, and as much as they've been, like everybody else included, they go up, they go down, they go on the road and win is exactly what this league has been about. And I told a reporter today, just think of it this way: the standard bearer by most people's accounts in this league is Villanova. 2 out of 3 years they've won a national championship, and with less than 2 weeks to go, if things remain the same, it'll be the second consecutive year that they will not win this league in the regular season, which talks about how this league goes, that there are teams that can win this league, but then another team can win a national championship. And that's the 1 to 10 nature of competition in this league, is really difficult, and winning games as a result is even more difficult. And so, I was around 1986 when I walked into the Big East, and it was as formidable then and now in a very different way. Right now it is a very skilled, offensive, well-coached league that if you don't come very prepared structurally and then physically and emotionally, you're gonna have your hands full.
What do you think about the league scheduling where seemingly every teams, they've completed a bunch of season series, and then, for instance, you guys get Georgetown twice in a week?
Yeah,
And
I mean, my personal opinions really don't matter. I just, I'm sure I'll leave it to Lee and athletic directors to kind of ponder as to the reasons. It could, I think the easy answer is building availability or anything like that. But again, I don't know if I remember, and I haven't done the research that it happened has happened as frequent. Not just. I mean, this is the third time that's happened to us, that we play a team, twice within the 7 to 10 day period, and now we're playing Georgetown end of February. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad either. I don't know. But it's just different. And I think, they have certainly their challenges, and I think not having teams play 3 consecutive road games is the biggest challenge that this league faces. And so when you try to monitor that the way the Big East office does, then some other things may, like this, may be part of the solution. I don't know. But like I said, my opinion is just 1 in 10, and as I've learned in this game over a lot of years, you play the games that you schedule, and you try to do as best you can to win as many of them. That's the simplest and easy way to look at it.
is it easier to prepare the second time around if you've played a team so quickly afterwards, or are there challenges?
Depends on who wins. You win the second time around, yeah, it was a lot easier. If not, then and then coaches are good. They'll throw some wrinkles in, and adjustments are not just made for the team that did not win. There's adjustments that either team will make in a very short period of time, and so I don't know. I don't know if I have a qualified opinion that is based on something of substance. It's just it's the way we Georgetown's going through it as we're going through it, and Providence, Butler play again next week, and yada yada. It's just what we got. Just handle it the best way you can.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.